Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting week of AEL Season 1 Reloaded. We've been gone for a while, but now we're back, both in terms of seasons and in terms of playdays. So we've taken a week off, but now all these teams are excited and really looking to get right back into it. I'm McCready. Joining me today is the wonderful co-caster B. She's going to be running us through all the action today. B, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling awesome. After AEL took that little weekly break, I'm excited to be back and casting with AEL along with casting with you, Mr. McCready. I had an amazing time. So hopefully this time around we can have another amazing time. But I'm just kidding because every time is amazing with you. Don't worry.
Thank you, that's very nice to say. But what we'll do is, speaking of amazing times, I mean, what we've got lined up is going to be nothing short of that. I mean, we take a look at the league standings so far, it's been a very exciting time, because when we take a look at this, you can see that over towards that Assault class, the TSG, they are pushing very high, currently 5-1 at the moment, with the others trailing behind, alongside Les Fenix and Source Gaming and Kunai, all at the top of their groups at the moment in this first conference. There, what you can see there in Assault is Intelligence Esports. They've lost 14 games, but we haven't even played 14 games. How have that happened? Well, that's because that's a team that's disbanded. There's a couple more in there, just letting you know if you see that 0-14, that is a disbanded team. Onto the flip side though, B, if we take a look at this second conference, we've got the Scout, Recon, Surveillance, and Pathfinder groups. Leading those up as Byakko, Axiom, A5, and 1UP. And are there any names really kind of poking their heads out for yourself? I mean, that recon group is looking a little bit empty, isn't it?
Yeah, oh my gosh. Oh no. Two teams disbanded. That was a great observation. That's a little bit sad. Oh well, maybe. Hey, look, Recon's basically just Army of Five Storm versus Chaos. It's literally just a one-on-one,
Yeah.
a head-to-head battle. Ain't nobody else is stepping in their way. It's just those teams.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, those two teams at the moment, so with Chaos, I believe, I'm probably going to get told if I'm wrong, but Chaos currently you see are 3-3 at the moment. But because of the way that these two teams have disbanded, then that just means that technically they're 6-0 due to how the points are going to work out to make sure they're top of the group and qualified. But no, that's not actually the case. That's me being wrong. That isn't the case. But there is a team that has got that, and that's crazy to me. They've played 6 games, they've lost 3, but they've still got 6 points. That's absolutely insane. But what we'll do now is we'll take a look at a couple of teams that we are going to watch today in this first matchup, and it's going to be a very exciting one. We'll bring up those rosters right now. B, why don't you take us through the two teams that we're going to see today?
All right, I'll take us through the left side, starting with Byakko. I hope I said that right. We have Father, Mokia, Nomad, Tuxin, and it seems like a JJK character has appeared. Utah is going to be helping out the boys on Byakko. And for the Army of Five Storm, we're going to have Zinni, Zerk, Catalyst, Prisma, and Warrior. Are you familiar with any of these players at all?
I can't say I am, but I don't say it's a bad thing. I mean, I look at these teams, and these are players that really have no expectation. I've got no expectations of. They could go in and they could have a rough game, and I wouldn't be like, oh, well, what are you doing? You should be playing it better than that. But on the same flip side, they could come around, they could have the best game of their life. And that's kind of the precedent that's set. There's no pressure on them one way or another on what we're expecting them to do. But so I can't really talk too much about the teams, but I can talk about the maps that we're going to head to. So we are going to bring these map bands up very quickly, and while we do, let's take a look at where we're going. So, B, if you run us through, I know you love this bit.
Oh my god, this is my favorite bit in the entire game. Please tell me Nighthaven's off the board. Bank off the board. Okay, I'm waiting to see Oregon off the board. Oh no, we already got 4 maps that are gone, and they are not Oregon. Oh no. Oh no, I'm getting a little bit nervous, McCready. You already know the map. Oh yay! Wait, I'm gonna guess Clubhouse. Let's see. No, oh my god, I'm like immediately wrong. Wait. What's the map? Oh no, bank is gone. Cafe, what is it? Is it Chalet? Oh my god, how did that slip my mind? Chalet is a good map. McCready, tell me, do you like casting Chalet, or is Chalet kind of boring for you too a little bit?
I've been to Chalet a few times. It's one of those that kind of comes in as a bit standard, because this is a map that can be exciting, but a lot of teams really play it well. I mean, it's one that's a bit more attacker-sided, but as teams do come through, it's one that it's a nice one to kind of round out their kind of map pool. I mean, you know how to play Club, Villa, CAF, Oregon. You know how to play those maps. Bringing out Chalet gives you a 5-map pool, which is pretty respectable, especially when you get to this kind of level in Siege. If you got a couple more then on a couple of the other maps, and it can be even better. I mean, it's a really good stepping stone, but it's also a simple map. There's a lot of control to be taken, and a lot of it comes down to verticality, and a lot of it comes down to a couple of key areas. That piano hallway, 100% is a massive, massive area, and it just runs through the entirety of the map. Now, in terms of Chalet, I've spoken a little bit about it. How do you find it?
I love casting Chalet. I think it's one of my favorite maps just in the entirety of the game. But I mean, I will say I feel like Chalet is played quite linear. I don't think that there's that many different sort of strategies that, get to kind of appear, at random. So I feel like it's going to be linear, but I mean, who knows? These are two completely, complete teams that I've never been able to cast before. So anything is possible. Maybe they'll, pull out some crazy strategy from out of nowhere, and then I'll be surprised. But other than that, I think I'm neutral on this. I like Chalet. Nothing more, nothing less.
I mean, it's a man. Like I say, I quite enjoy it as well. I can get a little bit samey, but since that map is the first map to come out since that 22nd meta I talked about a bit before a couple of weeks ago. That got rid of, and it really kind of changed the way that it all played. As soon as that 22nd meta, when the utility focus was there, suddenly Chalet was a map that really changed everything about it. It really focuses a lot more on being able to win these gunfights, setting up around gunfights rather than utility usage, and still being able to implement it in a way that doesn't detriment the defender or an attacking side. Something I'm really, really looking forward to see is how teams take early control of the map. So we are going to be running into the map operator bans, as we've done the
McCready
map bans.
fast!
And again, I'm going to let you run through them.
What? Oh my god, I was going to have you guess. All right, I'm going to guess for attacking Ace and Monty, and then for defending Azami. Okay, I was already wrong. Azami and Mira. What do you think?
So, Azami and Mira, I kind of get that. So, Dokkaebi, obviously, we know about. I'd probably expect to see something like a Maverick or maybe even a Thermite or an Ace taken off the board. I know that we sometimes do see very aggressive picks like maybe a Ying or something like that, but Monty's going to be taken away, and that makes a lot of sense when you think about trying to drive control and get early map control. Think about Blue, think about Piano Staircase, think about that K9 door. Using the Monty there can really, really put a lot of pressure on a defensive team, especially with the recent changes to the shields that came out with the new season. Taking that operator off the board doesn't surprise me one bit. Azami, that taken away with those barricades as well, the barriers, sorry, is also kind of leaning towards that, looking for those gunfights, looking to try and take them, and avoiding giving defenders the opportunity to play behind. We talked about verticality, and one operator you can't talk about verticality without mentioning is Valkyrie, who's going to be rounding out this ban phase.
Damn, I got 2 for 4. I guess the Monty and the Azami right, but I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting a Valk ban. I mean, it's not like something crazy or anything, but I honestly would have much rather thought that a Mira might be more, might be a better operator to ban. But then again, Byakko did have the final ban, so maybe they want to play Mira, which, yes, they do want to play Mira. Mokia is going to be playing Mira.
Yeah, I mean, bringing out that Mira is something that, like, over towards that piano side, when you look towards this top floor, or over any side really, having a Mira on the board can really, really put the defenders in such a strong stance. What you see is Moki, like you say, or Mokia, sorry, is going to be playing over towards that stock area, and you can see straight away there's going to be a mirror window looking into games. There's most likely going to be a mirror window upstairs, or at least looking into that bar area, and that allows that mirror from playing behind that cover. They can have C4 holes, they can utilize that utility, and they can do so very, very comfortably. There's no way to externally put pressure on that wall, and aside from getting really aggressive over towards those main stairs. When you look below, those main stairs is where the attackers really need to get control of to force that mirror out. It's very difficult to do, especially when you only have an ace on the board with the hard breach, and you don't have a Maverick to follow as well. The round will begin, and we will see utility still being put in place by the Frost and Might as well. And with that, the attackers will start a push over towards that solar area. Wanting to get early control of the verticality, and they will need to deal with both Nomad and Yuta playing over towards that top floor. They're going to be the players they need to push out on this.
Yes, that top mez is always played. I feel like just practically this whole map, unless maybe you're going basement, but I guess, oh my gosh, you know, I was like, I feel like the game's more of like the third site, maybe the second site, but I feel like I see it so often being played as the first site that, you know, teams end up going to, even before going upstairs or kitchen. So I find that kind of interesting. Of course, I mean, makes sense. They have the mirror, so I guess they're going to utilize it. And then I'm going to assume that when they go kitchen, they're probably going to use that mirror as well. But aside from that, we do have a Capitan. It seems like they're going to hopefully put some pressure on those people that are going to be holding library and top mez. There's going to be somebody tucked in the corner there of library. Hopefully some shots will start to get fired soon as we just approach about minute 45 remaining. And nobody has taken a smidge of health yet. I don't even think anybody has truly seen anybody as of right now.
Yeah, like you see those mirror windows there ready so that as soon as this player in library gets forced out, like you see right now, Neuroxid will stim up and get the drop and will escape with half the round left without taking any damage. As soon as that happens, the men's players will still be able to contest it. But the big problem is Trevi of that striker, I believe it's striker, all the way sat in CEO, can put pressure on Yuta, and then suddenly Nomad isn't feeling as comfortable. Util will start to come through. How are they able to clear it out? This is really going to dictate how this round goes in favor of either team so far. Util goes through, the nade follows Bianca, and it is going to get rid of that shield. The player has to pull back, but the cutoffs are nearby just in case.
It's like a quadruple flash. Oh my gosh, they're absolutely ready to take anybody down. Oma will take down line, and somebody else on a Byakko will get taken down with that. An equalized playing field to a 4v4, but I spoke too soon. Vince is going to take down Nomad, and oh my god, it's just an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, an arm for an arm. Yuta will finish off Trevi, and that leaves the teams both at an even playing field yet again. Oh my gosh, and as I'm speaking, Ace will get hit by a frost trap. That's going to be a little bit of an issue later on. He's going to be limping around for the rest of the round. 25 seconds to go. An Echo Drone is going to be shot out, though, which is going to be good in case the boys on Army of 5 have to do not the impossible, have to do something very risky and go for the plant, if nothing else at all. We are going to have Ace, who is going to be tucked in sight. 10 seconds starting to remain. Prisma's going to take down Yuta. That's a 2v3, and the plant is going to start to be going down, but maybe it's a little bit of a bait. They're waiting. The Echo, that's the Echo Drone. 3 seconds left. A 1v3. Echo is last, or not Echo is last alive. Amira is last alive, and she'll get taken down finally by Prisma. Amazing to push the boys on Army of 5 with just literally like 2 seconds remaining.
Yeah, very well played from the attackers. Defenders had that in their hip pocket the entirety of that round until it came down to those last 30 seconds. Evened out, they were able to push out that top floor. And like you say, that Ace went down, and as soon as that happened, that Frostmut, they couldn't sprint. They were making very, very obvious trails, so any defender could really get aggressive on them and really take that gunfight. But they were able to push it to the side. They were able to start getting that plant down, and they had somebody ready to deal with that Echo. That was the big thing for me. There was a player over towards blue stairs. They swung, they got aggressive, they took that yokai drone out as soon as it started causing issues. That Ace goes straight back on the camera, goes straight back on the plant, sorry, and does not come off. That is when that 1v3 really comes into play. Father Ram probably could have played all the way down in the basement, would have been safer, but in all honesty, should have been using that Echo drone a little bit later than they were. If that triple second plant is going down, then you were able to stop it out. I mean, there was a little bit more time they could have left on that defuse before they had to use that yokai drone. Could have given it a couple more seconds. That would have bought them those all valuable 5 seconds they can use. They can wait, and if that Echo is playing a little bit safer, would be able to win out that round. Not going to happen though. That is going to be Army of 5 Storm taking that first round and taking the library site. Now they're going to have to go there again. The defenders, how are they going to implement what they learned? Well, first of all, it's not what they learn, it's what they're going to be prepared for, because that blitz is coming through, isn't it?
I was also wondering, is this the new, you know, like quarterly swap, or is this still the half split and then it swaps?
I'm not sure I followed them.
6. All right, it's the half swap. Okay, that's interesting. Because I was gonna say, I was thinking, because I know some teams are introducing us, like some leagues are introducing the quarterly ones. But anyways, I digress. Flores zone utilized quite well. They aren't going to have a mute either in order to kind of deny the Flores zone, other than, of course, their beautiful guns that they have. Jagger's gonna have to run away a little bit as he really gets hit by one, but we'll go right back into his position too. Flores throws it down, and like you said, they are gonna be going back down that games room, that games and bar. Hopefully this time around they will be able to defend it a little bit better. Last round wasn't bad, but it wasn't perfect either. Also, Elka's gonna give out his location by these blue stairs. He's gonna get swung out. Does he know? Oh my gosh, a trade coming out already. A minute and a half is about remaining in the round, and it's a 4v4 Echo, a pivotal operator that is going to be taken down extremely early on. That is not what you want to see. There is no way on planet Earth that an Echo is worth a gridlock. That was definitely a trade in favor of the boys on Army of 5.
Yeah, 100%. But looking on the bright side, up for the side of Byakko now, when they do have to come for a potential execute and retake off the site, they don't have to worry about those track stingers. But the Yokai drones, like you say, it's just horrible that that was taken. Util will start to go through for the execute. The beautiful pinch over towards that mirror in stock. They force that player out of position. And now they're Saint Games getting taken down by the Blitz, who pushes in. Trevipu follows. The plank can go down, B.
Absolutely not. And unfortunately, Byakko's going to be on the back foot right now. A 2v4. Blitz is already inside. I'm not even sure how he made it into sight, but all these shots are coming in. They're going to know where this Jagger is. He's going to be right outside of the kitchen. I hear a diffuser going down. It is going to be the A's. They're going to have to drop the hatch, get something going on. And unfortunately, the boys on Army of 5 will win out that round. And the boys on Byakko, we're going to have to reassess. That round was definitely not nearly as close as the one previously. And I feel like they should just swap sites and do something else.
Yeah, I mean, that just didn't work out in the way they wanted it to. It just it comes down to that first gunfight going down in favor of the attackers. Like you say, such a massive operator, and then the Blitz as well, still being on the board, can really start applying pressure. The attackers, they did exactly what they needed to do. They applied the pressure up top. They had the players down below. So as soon as they started to push that mirror out of position, immediately you had Ace putting pressure on the main stairs, holding that angle and making sure that when the mirror tried to run away, they were taken off the board straight away. As soon as that happens, that entire power position I spoke about earlier is just removed completely. That mirror cannot dictate the pace of that battle anymore. They cannot hold off the attackers, and then it is a retake situation. Like you say, though, Byakko have listened, and they are going to be heading up to that top floor now. This is one that a lot of teams do expect to go to. I feel like Byakko, it didn't work out twice on bar games. After that first one, I probably would have said, just don't worry about it, just go back to the default, just go through the normal rotation. You tried something new, nobody can fault you for it. Just go back to what you know. But 2-round deficit, they're going to have to try and bring it out. If you're on the Chalet, yeah, it's slightly more attacker-sided map, but you are expected to win these defensive rounds. You should be able to put the pressure to really step up when you need to on the defense, because otherwise a good attacking side going on to defense will just shut you down completely. Going over towards this top floor side, and Castle Barricades will be gone 6. A very aggressive start from Army of 5 Storm, but it's going to be Mokia finding up that first pick onto Vince. Now the rest of Byakko are going to play a lot more controlled, a lot more worried. No, I said worried, but a bit more conservative. As they're spread out with the play towards Mez, Piano, and over towards Solar, they don't really have much opportunity to refrag here.
Will not, and Byakko will be, at least for the time being, at a bit of an advantage. Good for them. As for this entire, well, not this entire time, but these last 2 rounds, they've been at the disadvantage, luckily. At least for now, they got that first pick, and it is going to be the Brava. That's a pretty good pick, not gonna lie. I mean, it would be very useful to get the Kaids, but regardless of that, they will have a Thatcher anyway, so I'm not really sure what the Brava would hack. Maybe the Legions is a little bit. But other than that, other than that in the cameras, I was gonna say, other than that in the cameras, I guess, you know, she's gone. A minute 40 though remain, and it seems like everybody's just holding on to their positions. Army of 5, the aggression that they had at the beginning of the round seems to be kind of depleted, especially after they got picked up so early on. Legion will take a little bit of damage, but not enough to do too much. It seems like there might be a little bit of pressure from his washroom window.
Yeah, the very early presence that we saw Army of 5 bring just hasn't really been there in this round. They lost that early gunfight, and suddenly Byakko played it back passive. Like I said, There wasn't much room for refrags, so they played it carefully, they played it tightly. They didn't want to risk anything by over-peaking. Now, Trevi will take a bit of damage over towards that bathroom side. That breach is not getting open like you may have noticed. It is now, but no thanks to that Thatcher on the board. Attackers still very, very uncertain feeling of how they want to push into this side, but 50 seconds ticking down. All 5 defenders left on the board. The smoke utility starting to go out. So does the Goo Mines. This is where this round is going to start to heat up with 2 kills coming out to start things off.
Yes, this is beautiful. These are the best times around. You got 30 seconds just about raining on the round, and a lot of the team is still alive. It seems like we're going to have to push in one way or another. These attackers are not going to be able to bait much any longer. Top blue that we know is going to get tagged up a little bit. Thatcher in a bit of a bad spot, and it turns into a 4v1. The boys on Byakko definitely played this a lot better than they did when they went downstairs. Games upstairs was a lot more decisive of a win, and I think honestly what really started it was the fact that they got that Brava down early on in the round.
Yeah, I mean, that first pick, I mean, it's not even the utility like you say, it's just the fact that they get that opening pick and the attackers just don't really know what to do once that's happened. They don't really know how aggressive they want to be. They don't really know, they've lost that bite. And that's so important for the defensive side. The attackers don't feel comfortable pushing forward. They didn't want to take these gunfights like we saw before, where they were getting aggressive, they were forcing the defenders into really difficult positions. That was where Byakko took the initiative in that round and really were able to make it their own. Now, though, they're not going to be able to use that site again because now that they've won that round, they will have to go down below. That site is locked for this round and the next one, in case you didn't know. So we are going to see the 3rd site out of a possible 4. Kitchen dining. Again, you're seeing these mirror windows coming into play. One over towards that west main corridor. Why? Well, because the main approach for a lot of teams on this one is get above, get the verticality, get the util off the wall upstairs. And once you've done that, get the dining wall, get a plank going down. That's what a lot of attacking teams look to do. That's why Mokia here, he's going to set up in closet to try and be a bit of a thorn in the side. But they're not going to overcommit to this position. This isn't the hill to die on. They have that downstairs setup ready to deal with any aggressive push. The Maestro cameras as well, not 1 but 2 in that dining side, looking to also deal with these players pushing in. Should be able to take away that little bit of bite when it comes to that executing that last 30 seconds, Bianca. Right now, though, it's a whole other round to play at the moment, and the Army of 5 Storm are looking over towards this game's library side, looking to go for the very kind of default steps that a lot of teams try and take.
I'm also curious where they're going to end up going if they do win here, if they're going to go back down bar, if they're going to take the basement side of Chalet, a bit of a chance, but that'll be a story for another round as long as they can win this out. Gridlock is already starting to put down her beautiful, I'm not even sure what those are called. I'm just going to call them spider traps because they look like spider webs and they're traps. 5 though. Still making their way through the map, and they've done it quite efficiently. They're not doing too shabby, if I do say so myself. Just about a minute, and the majority of their team has basically started to make some establishments inside of the building. We are going to see Doc, who is going to try and flank cheekily, but Ash, oh, she done knows that he's there, and she's absolutely ready to take him on at any time. He is going to get Damian pinched off by the Gridlock, and Gridlock will finish that down. That is going to be a 4v5 in favor of the boys on Army of 5. They've been doing great, and they will have the advantage this round, unlike last round, so I'm sure that they are going to be a lot more confident when they're walking in. While it's going to start to get opened up, and they are aware that there are a lot of Maestro camps. They're going to go for any little flanks, but to be fair, I think the rest of Byakko, I guess, apart from that one person that is upstairs, is going to be kind of holding sight down as best as they possibly can as we just approach a minute in the round remaining.
Yeah, exactly. Now, like you see, that breach is opening up. These Maestro cameras are coming into play, but that opening pick in favor of the attackers is going to be massively helping them out. So far, the aggression's back, like you say. One Maestro camera's got down. They know there's a second, but that's the most difficult one to shake. Because these smoke canisters, these smoke grenades will go down for the execute. The util goes out, the Maestro camera's gone. A beautiful waste of utility there. With 30 seconds down, they have to push in. Otherwise, just there waiting with the Elder. Gets one as Mokia finds another, but the plank goes down. The verticality, Bianca, is coming in massive.
Oh my gosh, a 2v2. I cannot believe this. A 30-second. These are the best types of round. I say it again. Somebody's going to get down. And the Army of 5, they had the advantage for so long. Just that one player. It is going to be gone. Not only that, but Nomad is going to be upstairs. It's going to be a lot harder for her to get this plan to win this round out. They absolutely know she's going to be coming down these solar stairs. From the mirror to Slinger. Will the MP... I was going to say... Will that Vector do the talking? Not the MP7. Unfortunately, it will not. Doesn't matter, though. The boys on Byakko, who had the disadvantage for a long period of time that round. I believe it was a minute, and they were still at a 4v5. Ended up tying that out absolutely beautifully. Well done, boys. And it seems like my question is answered. They decide, no, they will not go to the basement. They're going to go back, bar, and gaming.
I don't know how I feel about this one. I mean, that last round was very well played. I think you hit the nail on the head. They lost that early round advantage, but the setup was ready for it. It wasn't dependent on winning that gunfight. It wasn't dependent on even keeping that breach open. They were prepared. They realized what was going to happen and where they need to place. That's what I want to see from this round. We've seen that top floor forced out really quickly. The Echo of Father has been taken out in some key positions. So first of all, they were taken out just a couple of seconds before the end of the round. That yokai drone was still up. It wasn't even shot. Then in the second round, they were taken out straight away. I mean, this is where I really need to see Father stepping up in terms of positioning and where they're going to play, and the rest of Byakko working around it as well. They might even be better off sat in stock as well. Have Mokia and Father play that position, but then that does give you, with the clash, it does give you a little bit of a conundrum of how are you going to play this. That Mez player isn't really there now, so that's probably going to end up being that clash position. But you're going to have that blue player. That still needs to stay there. Right now, Army of 5, I feel like they're definitely in the driver's seat. They've won this round 2 times on this site. They've done so in very strong fashion. And going in with this buck, it feels like they're looking to make an entrance again. We're going over all towards this solar side, this garage, just not really wasting any time. They've done this before. They're drilled on it. Problem is, they need to keep an eye on where some of these players are. They might need to be aware of New Rockstead and Nomad all the way over towards this room. Now, Jones will come through. It will give that information away, and now that cutoff of Capital is there. But the attackers realize they've got to waste a lot of time, Byakko, if they want to get towards this site in any reasonable time.
Oh my gosh, no time wasted at all. As you were saying, that Army of 5 is going to take down Neuro. That's going to be a 4v5 in favor of the boys on Army of 5 yet again. I'm not sure when the disasters ends for the boys on Byakko. I'm not sure they're going to be able to hold out this round. It would be nice to see them at least if they do lose this, you know, in a not so crazy fashion like they did the previous round when it was like a 4v1, those poor boys. I'm a little bit surprised that I see a clash, but maybe desperate times call for desperate measures. There will be somebody that is going to be coming up, but it's going to be the Capitan on the library, which I believe he also was pushing that previously. There is still going to be somebody, of course, top Mez trying to hold that out, but it seems like boys on Army 5 are going to start making their way through a solar. So with that, they were probably looking to pinch whoever they can atop Mez and make them fall like a domino.
That's a perfect way to describe it, because right now they're playing in this situation. There's no shields, they only have those magnets to work with. And you can see the attackers of Army of 5 Storm are kind of circling like sharks. Father able to find a kill over towards that blue stairs. You can't be getting too aggressive on it. Maybe swap out with another player, but there's no one to rotate around. Shield will come through, the top floor will start to get opened up. It's time for Father to fall back. And the big problem is when they do go down below, they get picked off very quickly. Yuta's going to be the one to fall though in the 45 seconds left. These yokai drones will come in massive in the last 40 seconds as time ticks down. The defenders have pushed off the site. They're going to rely on stopping this plan.
Maybe the difference in this round will be the fact that Echo is going to be alive. Last time we came here, the Echo died and he was the first one off the board. That was huge. But now that he's alive, hopefully the score will be a lot closer as we approach 20 seconds remaining. Mr. Mokia will take down Prisma. C4 to get launched. Mokia, though, is going to get taken down by Lenameister. It's going to be a 2v3. The plant is going to start going down. Echo, you better make some waves. He's going to hit it, but it won't be fast enough. That is unfortunate. A 1v2 now. Makes it a 1v1. Father, don't let us down. The ace right outside this window. It's an AK-12 versus whatever Echo has, but it won't matter. Catalyst will close that out, and beautiful nicely done. Unfortunately, that Echo drone, it didn't hit fast enough, and the boys on Army of 5 will win out that round, but at least it was a lot closer this time around.
Yeah, but like, it just doesn't work when it's close. I mean, look at that scoreboard. That's 3 rounds Army of 5 have been able to win, and all 3 have been on bar gaming. Byakko, they're not going to go back there because they don't have that opportunity to. They cannot go there a 4th time. They simply cannot afford to go on the defensive side and go 4-2 down. They need to get this round win. This is going to be so essential to get it. Going back to this top floor makes a lot of sense. Now, last time, if you remember, Army of 5 got a bit too aggressive on this master bedroom window, and Byakko were able to take them down. That took the entire sting out the attacking side's half. They didn't really know what to do. They lost their confidence with that. That was Vin's that top fragger at the moment is well taken off the board. So, looking into this round, Army of 5, you need to try and protect that advantage as soon as. You can't be taking these early gunfights, so maybe just going for a more typical push towards that library side. Maybe saying, okay, we're going to move around, we're going to do it a bit more textbook, a bit more default, or at least if you're going to open up that window, just not peeking it straight away, not just pre-firing, giving away your position and giving away that early pick, because that is where we saw that entire round fall apart for Army of 5. Now, Nomad is going to be bringing out a very interesting weapon, that Boss G ACOG over towards Mezzanine, looking for an early kill. But will look at getting it with Vince all the way over towards that library with Lennon. The droning is going to be... Oh, the information bead that's going to come through on this one in library is so important. The Jackal finding the footsteps, the drones coming through, and then also the Yana as well, able to drone again. And with Ash as well to cut off. You see Nomad, no wonder they're pulling back so quickly. Heading down below, maybe. But most importantly, being careful. They cannot afford to give away that early pick, especially at this late round in this first half.
Absolutely not. I was about to say the same thing. If this vigil gets picked off, I'm not gonna lie, Byakko might. I'm not sure what'll happen to the round, but it doesn't seem good. This vigil currently running around, I guess, kind of just waiting for something to happen. As you said, we are gonna have the Iana, the Jackal footprints, the everything droning out. It's gonna be hard for him to avoid somebody at some point. Regardless, though, as we approach a minute 45, that Thermite gonna start making their way in, and it seems like the vigil taken off the board by none other than a Prisma, the Ash, who is at 7 HP. Why did he just say flip you in the chat? Prisma, what did vigil do to you? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, we're gonna try and get a cheeky little Kai trick. Is it gonna hit? No, it won't, but regardless, Moki is gonna make it a 4v4. We equalize out the score. I didn't mean to rhyme right there, but I'll go along with it. Anyways, Kai, though, tucked in this corner. Do they know he's here? He might just catch somebody off guard. Nearly catches the Thermite off guard. Unfortunately, he will miss his shots. None are going to hit, at least on that really matter as well. Oh my god. That blue window, he just absolutely demolished somebody. Had a little take down somebody, and it's gonna be a 3v2 in favor of the boys on Army of 5 as we approach a minute remaining in the round.
Yeah, New Rock said really good stuff to get that kill out there, getting that trade and making sure that that position, as soon as Breach opened up, was gone. They were dead. So being able to find that kill as well, massive work. 40 seconds to get down, like you say, 3 versus 2. The attackers still have that time to work with. That time is going to be the biggest obstacle they have as a breach goes through. The smoke canisters come through, and Wally Mokia with a goblins pushing forward. Knows where these players are. One will go down, and it's going to be Lennon to close it down. Yuta taken off the board, followed by Mokia going for the swing. And a 4-2 split in favor of the attacking side here. They're going to go onto the defense, only 2 rounds away from that match point. Very well played from them on the attack. They got the utility, they got the opening pick. They looked at what went wrong when they last played this site, and they dealt with it. The aggression was there, the confidence, most importantly, was there as well. So when it did come to that late round, that's when the breach opened up. That's when players were happy to take gunfights. One over towards K9 window, one over towards Piano Hallway. They were able to really get a good crossfire, and it's just a shame that they lost that gunfight there. But the way that they were playing it was so tight, so coordinated, that Byakko, they couldn't really take control of it. I mean, Army of 5 just were able to work around it. Anything that slipped up, they were able to deal with. Now, they are going to be heading onto the defensive side, and we will see all 4 bomb sites today, Bianca, so we're heading down below. And we're not seeing a mirror come out. Instead, we are seeing a line of sight of head holes where the mirror window would typically play. Well, there's a reason for this, and I believe it's got something to do with Fenrir on the board. Get those Fenrir gadgets over towards that main breach. As soon as it opens up, someone steps in, the gadget pops off, they can't see anything, and then the player just peeks from that wall, is able to find the kill. The problem is, it does work both ways. The attackers can take control. What I am seeing is a very roam-heavy setup, isn't that right?
Yes, that is absolutely right. 2 people already I can see upstairs. I was gonna say, I feel like going downstairs with no mirror is a little bit risky. I'm actually kind of curious to see how Army of 5 are able to hold this out. I guess it's not crazy to see that there is going to be kind of a little, roam heavy, considering the fact that, Soulless is going to be on the board. Legion was being a little bit cheeky by Bar there, but it will not matter. I guess they know he's going to be by main stairs, or at least close enough there as they did shoot down his Goo Man after it immediately got tossed. And Soulless might be ready to get devious. Will she put out her little laser and... I don't know if it's a laser. It's a little camera and try to catch somebody off guard on the main breach now that they know that it's going to be open. And so she does. Mr. Lennonmeister taking down Nomad, who isn't playing Nomad. They will be playing Pinka, but regardless, they will be taken off. And that's going to be the boys on Byakko. Never mind, I was going to say, at a disadvantage. But Neuro finally finding another pig will take down one. That's going to be the Mozzie. We did a 4v4.
Yeah, this roaming play really working out for Army of 5 Storm here, as they do hold that top floor, they do hold that dining, but now, like, the big thing is, they've got that opening pick. They was refragged, and the problem is now that breach is starting to open up on both sides. That main garage side is open, and this is where that wall's going to go both ways rather than just in favor of the defense. Because you will see Catalyst has to pull back, will be taken out by the wine door, and Mokia will be able to be the player to take them down. Lennonmeister on the flank, though, is able to find one, has to look for a second, and that boiler wall, all reinforced, is going to make life even harder. Army of 5, though, 2 players left. Smart gets a refrag and pushes into garage, the kill comes down. Father, how do you win that? Gets another! And takes it down. B, I do not know what I just saw there, but a beautiful couple of kills, no doubt, coming through from that Maverick.
Nah, I was literally gonna say this is a pre-Lennonmeister ace. Oh my god. Oh my god, I just got shut up by Father. I was dead ass about to just say, oh my god, it's a pre-Lennonmeister ace, and never mind. I'm so sorry, Father, that I ever doubted you. That guy really just flicked to his head like that. That wasn't even nasty. That was like absolutely disgustingly vile. Oh my god. He put him down. He put him in a pack, smoked him out, and stepped on him right after. That was absolutely beautiful. Army of 5. Well done. Well played, y'all. Oh no, not Army of 5. Wait.
It's Byakko who's going to be able to find that round out.
Bomb
Dude, it's
located by
always...
attackers.
I meant Byakko. I am so sorry, guys.
No worries. It's all good. Don't worry. Because why? We're going to get to see this round again. A very similar setup coming out from Army of 5. The same kind of lineup that we saw before. The Legion, the Mozzie to shut down that utility. But a very, very quick rotation up to this top floor. As you can see, a lot of these, nobody really looking at going down below. A lot of barricades coming through. Because what you're seeing now is Byakko are going to have to deal with all these barricades, all these lines of sights, a very heavy roam game. So this can work really, really well for Army of 5 if they are able to slow Byakko down. And the Byakko take a very slow, methodical approach. However, if Byakko read into this, they can just run in. They can just run into sight and plan. And Byakko and Army of 5 will be left scrambling to get back there. Right now, though, looks like they're going to go what they did last time. Get this main breach open, take that main lobby control, get the ramp doing the vertical play. A very strong start, a very, very good textbook methodical approach. The question is, with this roam, is it going to be what they need?
Well, oh my god. Neuro, though. Hey, I was going to say, I was keeping an eye on Neuro. He hasn't been doing too hot this game, but taking down that Soulless is actually quite huge. Lennonmeister did amazing last round, unfortunately fell short, but regardless, he's going to be taken down. That's a big ability off the board. There is going to be somebody roaming in upstairs. Do they know that he is going to be there along with the Legion in the library? I think, oh my gosh, he just about ducked his head at the perfect timing. Somebody's waiting for him. It is going to be a Glazer waiting for him to peek his head like a little peekaboo. Oh no, I see you. And he doesn't shoot. That trigger discipline is all it takes. Wow. Free kill, miss. But then again, maybe Nomad just just happened? What?
Right, okay,
Why
so
did his
I can
drone
explain
just
this one
explode?
because I've been a victim to it way too many times. So the tree hitboxes and the rocket boxes, if you throw it over where the game considers the actual ground to be, if there's something blocking that, so if there's something you can't step on and you throw it over there, so instead of hitting the wall, sometimes it will just explode. It will just disappear. And in a game where utility and information is so important, that's just painful to watch. You look at Byakko, the droning's been really good. If they're going to spot that they can just push it to sight, they need those drones on the board. Father is going to be taken away, though. Catalyst has an answer as well. And that is going to be those two roamers on that kitchen, that top floor. Going to be able to deal with it. Well, one roamer, I do stand corrected, but we're doing okay.
As we just approach 45 seconds, the boys of Byakko will be on the back foot. Last round, I think actually was pretty even out. If not anything, they did have a bit of an advantage, but it doesn't matter. Nomad is going to equalize it out. That's going to be a 3v3. Damn. You know, the defensive versus offensive of Byakko is absolutely stunning to watch. However, Glaz is going to take down Trevi. That is going to be a 3v2. The boys on Byakko had this disadvantage. They're back with the advantage. And oh my gosh, it is like night and day. You cannot convince me something. This is a game team. However, it doesn't matter. Vince, take down one. That's the planter. Taking down two, making a 1v1. Will Nomad be able to clutch it up? They've been doing absolutely amazing this round. They will clean it out. Oh my gosh, Vince, a valiant effort nonetheless. But ZZZ is what he's put in chat. The boys on Byakko, like I said, absolute night and day when it comes to the offensive versus defensive. Well done, boys. So they win the first two rounds after split.
Yeah, I mean, Byakko, I was rather worried about that defensive side. I know this is their map ban, I believe, but I just really was not confident going into this attacking side for them. Now, though, I'm feeling a lot better. They've gone to that bottom floor site. They've won it twice. We are going to see Army of 5 changing it up. But Byakko, they've been playing really, really well. They've been able to just look towards it. They've been able to just turn around, take these key players out of the positions they needed to be, get that bomb down. And they kind of read into Army of 5's defenses and said, well, you know, we're just going to walk around it. We're just going to mess it up. They knew exactly what they needed to do. They knew exactly where they needed to be and how to unpick that defensive setup that really just gave them that control in the round. And it's come close a couple of times. Army of 5 should be on a 5-0, 5-3 scoreline if some little things just went their way. But you've got to remember, these are two teams that are both leading their groups at the moment in the division, in the conference. These are really good players. You do not get here by luck. So right now, Byakko, they are able to win out those couple of little things. They're able to just take control of those 1v1 scenarios, those 1v2s. And now we are going to be seeing Army of 5 looking to defend kitchen and dining. Not wanting to go on that top floor site, B, for a simple reason of that top floor site is essentially the defense for the kitchen dining. However, when you get to the last 30 seconds, that's when it all changes. So, Twitch Drone going through is going to be looking to take away the biggest problems that they'll face later in the round. That mirror window for one. Getting away with that, getting the drone out as well. That's so amazing for the big side of Byakko to keep that operator and keep that drone on the board. Now, going over towards this piano side, a bit of damage will be dealt to the defender of Lenin Meister, but that's not going to be enough to kill. But still, though, good utility usage so far, good time control of library. The rest of the attackers need to take control of this B.
And the shots are going to be coming out, getting fired. A shotgun to open up the wall a little bit, hopefully, maybe to get this cast a little bit scared, to make him a little bit nervous. Seems like everybody is watching his every move. The Grim absolutely knows he's there. Is he going to start pushing forward? He just gets off watching that angle. They are going to open up that canine wall as well, pushing this castle into an even further corner than he already is. Seems like there's actually two people upstairs. The Bravo drone coming out, and we will see. I'm so curious, has this castle escaped yet, or has he literally just been trapped? We are going to have a warden as well with a shotgun, I guess, getting ready to swing out in case they do get a little bit thirsty for them castle kills. And as I'm speaking, Castle did not fall back. He will be tucked in the corner, waiting for anybody to walk in through piano, which it seems like Grim might start making his way through as he does. He is going to shoot down his D's as well, hoping to maybe find a couple of roaming. But oh my gosh, is that three people or am I tweaking out? Is that two outlines or is that three? Let me know, McCready.
That's 3, because what you're seeing is, like I said, this is a top floor defense until that last 30 seconds. We're not there yet, so the defenders are still holding up top. One of the players might drop down, but while that breach is open, these players are going to stay above. If they stay above, especially with the operators on the board, you look at the border, the castle, the mirror, they all have verticality. Even the Frost, they can all turn around and just say, right, we're going upstairs, we need to get this down. We know what they're planting. So, the verticality gets used. You see the warden position just above. Ready for when this comes through. The warden glasses as well. Got to be able to spot this push coming through. 30 seconds left now, B. And the Roxette is pushing through. As you can see, the push goes in. Father will take down Vins. And he executes on the side warp again.
I'm so sorry. A 5v4. Oh my gosh. Equalizing up the score. 3v3. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? The last 10 seconds of the round are absolutely the best. A 1v3, and the boys on Army of 5 finally will win their first offensive round. McCready, I am so sorry. I did not mean to cut you off. And Catalyst with the beautiful. He's so smart in the chat.
No, that's all good. I mean, you look at it; it was just an explosion of that last couple of that last round, of the last couple of frags there. Really, just left and right. It's all you really want to see in a good game. You just want to see frags like that coming down to the wire, where the warden comes into play, the mirror as well. The time to kick down, it's just perfect in what you see. Now, I can't speak about that round much more than we already have. I mean, we kind of said everything we need to. That top floor defense was there. It dropped down perfectly. What I will talk about is that we're going to be heading down towards this game's bar site again. This time for the first time of Army of 5 as they look to go onto that match point mark and to try and beat out Byakko. The teams that have both been doing so well in their conferences, in their divisions so far, both leading the groups that they are in. Now, though, they are going to have to go to the side that has escaped Byakko every single time they've tried it, and it's given Army of 5 such a good attacking side. Similar kind of setup coming through. They are bringing out a couple of changes, so maybe that warden... I think that warden, well, am I going to be on the top floor? Have the warden playing through stairs. That's going to be a really strong position to hold them, or even have them in stock. But they're able to just say, well, as soon as smoke grenades come through, as soon as anything like that follows, just go for the swing, be able to find that kill. I like the warden pick. I'm a big fan of watching warden brought out in games because it can deal with so much utility in a way that Jaeger just can't anymore. It can deal with the utility by letting the attackers feel like they are in control. There's a smoke grenade going off, the attacker thinks, okay, I can push through. A warden on the other side just says no. Combine that with, this can actually be used to really benefit a defensive side. They can position these magnets in ways that might even draw frag grenades, the flashbangs or smoke grenades to that warden, where it actually works a bit more in their favor. Now, though, let's not talk about what's, ifs, buts, and should and could have. Let's talk about what's happening right now. The utility of the floor is showing a little bit bugged in there, but we'll still have enough time to get these castle barricades off the walls. So vital in getting that early round control, meaning that now no one's going to be able to hold that position from the defensive side. And the pressure comes through, but Lenin's able to find one all the way from that K9 window. A beautiful kill to start things off, and no answer from the attackers.
They knew that he was on that K9 door too. They impacted it and immediately shut. Well done to the boys on Army of 5. Unfortunately, though, they will get taken down, or at least one. Well, it is going to be the warden who's off the board. You said you love so much, but unfortunately, he's the first one down. It is going to be Vins, the man who nearly clutched up that round when they were basement as well. We're approaching just about a minute and a half remaining, and well, seems like the boys on on the defending side are still holding upstairs quite well. As you know, timer starts to run out. Of course, they're going to get pushed back even more and more. But as long as they can hold this out for a little bit longer, it might be a smooth sailing. Hopefully, we'll find out Lion Master is going to take it down Father, and on top of these stairs, there's a bit of pressure, a 3v3, and still everybody's kind of holding their positions. Oh my God, if Wamai can swing this out, that would be beautiful. And holy, so he does. Mokia taking down one, but wait.
Attackers
was that
recovered the bomb diffuser.
No, never mind. That was the Grim. But regardless, Prisma will be taking down one. It is going to be a 2v2.
Yeah, so like you say, a 2v2 now with 30 seconds to get down on the clock. That diffuser in favor of the attackers, but the diffuser's above. That Flores is holding above, and right now the defenders have moved to positions that they aren't vulnerable from the verticality. So Nomad will go around to that main lobby, will try and push over towards the mirror, and the mirror will peek out. Will No, but the bullet just doesn't land. It's just not there. And the Flores will push through, but the Mudroom player of Prisma is going to be able to find that frag. Flores looks at pushing through onto the main lobby, but can't go for the plant with time ticking down. 8 seconds, pushes through, isn't able to find it. Prisma will put them through and gets another round on the board for Army of 5. Only one more to take the victory here on Chalet.
Okay, let's see where they go, because Basement was not too kind to them. They lost both of their defending rounds there. Seems like they're going to be going back down to the Basement. Maybe this time around they can turn it, they can win it, but we will see. Byakko, this is their final chance. They're going to have to win the next 2 rounds if they want to bring us to OT and try and win out this game.
I mean, the stakes have never really been higher for Army of 5 and Byakko. They've proven they're the best in their groups, but they need to make sure that they are the best so far. I mean, you're not going to get any further within this season if you're not able to do that. Army of 5 going back down below. They haven't been to that default side. They haven't been all the way to that top floor, master bedroom. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, they've gone down below. They've lost it twice. Some incredible rounds from the side of Byakko, who have really read into this setup that they've done. Army 5 are trying something different. They're not going for that roaming play. It's not worked out. They don't want to do it. Actually, no, they're going to. I mean, they've changed up the operators, but they're still doing the same thing. They're still focusing on having this verticality there. They need to slow it down. They need to focus a bit more on the actual site itself. Because in doing that, Byakko aren't really able to just pinch these little holes where Army of 5 aren't rotating or reinforcing the site properly because they're committed to the roam. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. I'm saying this is a good thing in most cases. But not this one, because of the way that Byakko are playing, the way that Byakko have been able to deal with the attacking setups, or the defensive setups, sorry. I don't feel this is the best setup for Army of 5 to utilize, and Byakko, this is the must-win for round to get on the board. If you're able to get this round, you go back to Kitchen Dining. You were so close last time, you can entirely get that. Time to get down. First 30 seconds. Prisma not bringing out the boss G this time, but will be using the K1A. Kind of realizing the stakes a little bit more, B.
You know what? You were talking about how you don't think that this is the correct setup for Basement. I think so too. Where's the Mira? I said it before. I'm like, going Basement with no Mira is a little bit, I don't know, that's a little bit crazy to me, not gonna lie. Especially when you have her on the board. Why not utilize her? She's amazing, but maybe Army of 5 can defend this down here. Maybe it's not the fact that the Mira is missing. Maybe they were just off their game. Regardless, though, with that, the back wall is going to be opened up by the ace and Mr. Utah, opening that up in a little bit of line of sight. Maestro is going to be tucked there, as well as Vince. It's going to be by Blue. We just about approach a minute and a half remaining in the round. I wonder if they've reinforced the hatch there. I kind of want to see a little cheeky hatch drop from that trophy room. I feel like that would be absolutely insane, but maybe that's just not something that's plotted right now. However, what is plotted is this visual. They are going to be looking out from this K9 balcony, waiting for something to happen. Vince, though, to take a down Nomad. That's the Iana off the board, and the boys on the Army of 5, although they've lost the 2 times that they came here, are going to be at the advantage right now.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
OT, OT, OT. That's all I'm hearing ringing in my ears. This is the best types of game. They go for absolutely as long as possible. The rounds drag out for as long as possible. And Neuro, who was off to a bit of a shaky start, I believe ended up getting a 4-piece that round. I don't even know if it was either 3 kills or 4 kills, but well done to Mr. Neuro last round. Absolutely did amazing for his team. I feel like
10 seconds left before insertion.
what games and bar is to Byakko is what
5 seconds
basement
to
is to Army of 5, because it literally seems like Byakko could not win a single bar game round, and same thing with Army of 5. They just absolutely cannot find any luck when they're going that snowmobile and a wine. So hopefully well, actually, I hope that this isn't going to be the final round. I hope that Byakko can be the father that stepped up and they can win out this round, because I want to see this go OT, and I'm sure everybody else does too, or maybe they don't. I'm not too sure, but anyways, I do. And that's all that matters, is what the casters want. And what we want is for this round to bring us to OT already. A Twitch drone is going to try and get rid of Amira, but it will not be successful as of right now with that the round.
Now, here's the thing. Byakko on that bottom, round B, on that bottom site, have just been so well behaved, well performed. They've read into where these weak points are, and they've taken control. But Army of 5 have had answers. They've had things that they've been able to put pressure on. They've had lines of sight. They've had beautifully executed flanks. But it just wasn't enough. Byakko have been able to capitalize a bit too much. Now, going on to this kitchen dining site, they are going to be able to take control of that breach again. That Osa shield going down in front of the breach allows for that aggressive peek into that site. It means that as soon as Neuroxid puts this charge down, they have somewhere safe to play behind. They can still get aggressive, and they can set up a long line of sight from where Moki is playing. A minute 40 on the clock. These roamers are aware of what needs to be done. And let's take a look at this here. As they still keep on droning, they cannot afford to lose anything on the round. For Byakko, this is all or nothing. If they win this round, they push us through to OT. They stay in it a little bit more. But if they lose it, one little lapse in judgment, one error, one slight mistake, an Army of 5 will close everything down. Time ticks down, utility goes through. Army of 5 haven't really made any entrance yet, but now it's starting to happen.
Roosevelt taking down Father. That's a 4v5. Like you said, Byakko does not have the luxury of making any mistakes anymore. It's either perfection or nothing at all. If they don't, they get sent home. That's it. They get put on the chopping block. I'm just kidding. I'm not even sure what's going to happen to them, but regardless, they don't want to lose just yet. The Osa being down is it's a bit of a throw to the side. It's a big operator to get rid of. She's got the shield. She can definitely help with, mobilizing and moving in through places, getting to your offensive, especially with the shield being right on her. There is going to be a little bit of vertical play. It is going to be the Warden, and damn, to get taken down by Nomad. Nomad's Loki. He's not been doing too shabby either with that. The score's going to equalize out to a 4v4, but if you encroach about 20 seconds remaining in the round. A 3v3 now. It's shot after shot, refrag after refrag. The boys of Byakko are going to be at the back foot, and Mr. Kapitao is going to start getting the bomb down. A 1v2, making it game as the boys on Army of 5 will end up closing out that round beautifully so, with the legal flank from that K9, I believe is what it was.
Yeah, I mean, the flank coming out from that mezzanine balcony, they dropped down, and then that's where we saw the frag come through. I mean, it was so tight, it was so close. It was a trade that won out the round for the defenders. The only reason we aren't going to overtime right now is because Byakko weren't able to get the plant down in that perfect second. And I can't think of anything else that sums up that game any better than that. How tight it was, how close it was. There was so much on the line for both teams, and it wasn't even down to which team was worse. It was just down to which team was better at a particular moment or a couple of seconds. I mean, realistically, look at that be, and that's what I want to see. That's the type of tightness that you expect to see in the League of AEL and Season 1 Reloaded. And boy, oh boy, it has been so fun to watch so far, but we're not done just yet. We do have another game coming up for us. That's Q9 versus Cable Gaming. B, we're not going to be going anywhere, so make sure you don't either, okay?
No, I will not be going anywhere, and the viewers better not either. We will be back in maybe, I don't know. What do you think? 20 minutes? Less? 5 minutes. Guys, we'll be back in 5 minutes. That's what they said. So y'all don't go nowhere. Get some popcorn. Use the washroom. And we will see y'all in T-minus 5.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've already seen one of two amazing games so far with AEL Season 1 Reloaded, and boy oh boy, on Playday 7, the game 2 is looking to be very exciting. I'm McCroody. Joining me again is B, who is with us with the first game, and I want to take this moment before we go any further just to kind of highlight something that we've been doing as well behind the scenes. Is we've been doing a little get to know us with some of the talent, a couple of interviews with casters, observers, the like. And a couple of them are actually going to drop today. So the first one is with myself and with another co-caster, I believe is Alien, and a director as well, member of staff. So check those out. There are a couple of others set to drop as well, and we'll most definitely keep you in the loop when that does happen. Now, B, we've just seen one game. Focusing on the second one here today, the teams we're going to have today are, I believe it is Kunai going up against Cable Gaming. Is that right?
Yes, that would be correct. We can take a look at who is going to be on either of the teams. On the left, we are going to have Team Kunai playing on them. Playing on that team is going to be Retro, Dexy, Demented, Soapy, and Gekyu. And on Cable, we're going to have Snahiko, Snakino, maybe. I think so. I hope that's how you say it. Bales, Caleb, Not Applicable, and Flix. Wow. I'm not even sure if that's actually his name, but maybe it is. I'm not too sure though.
I feel like this non-applicable has really got potential. It can really do things so far. I see them everywhere. I just don't know what it means. No, it's meant to be Snakino, Bales, Caleb, Filks, and Happy Rain is meant to be the NA player on there.
Oh, I said Flix.
Flix? Oh yeah, Flix. That's it, right? You actually got it wrong.
No, it is Filks. It is Filks.
What we'll do is we'll take a look. So these are the teams we're going up against. Again, I don't really know anything about them. I don't know about you, B.
No! Oh my gosh, I know Kunai. I love Team Kunai, and I love Gekyu on their team. I think he's a great player. I had the pleasure of casting him the other day, so it was amazing. But I think Gekyu is an amazing player, and I think the boys on Kunai all play amazing. But let's see if they play amazing on the map that will be chosen by them after all the bans. Let's go with the route. Nighthaven off. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say bank. What do you think?
I can't tell you that because I know what it is. But Nighthaven, Sky, Oregon, and Consulate all going to be taken off the board straight away. Maps that really don't surprise me. Aside from Oregon, they're really general, really out there kind of maps that teams don't really feel too confident going towards. Bank, Calf, Clubhouse are going to be following it as well. And the last all-important ban is about to show up. That's Chalet. We're not going there. We are going to be heading, however, to Border. And that is the map that we're going to find these two teams going up against each other, duking it out.
Thank God, I got so scared. I was like, oh, hell no. Are we going to go Chalet again? Chalet was actually Chalet's game last cast, y'all did not see, aka 5 minutes ago. Was quite good. If you missed it, well, you missed a good one. But hopefully we're going to have an even better one as we go to a Border. Let's see who we got banned on Border. McCready, give me your predictions for who we going to ban, or who you think they're going to ban.
Okay. So I think Operator ban, I can't really say. I mean, imagine something like an Osa, maybe an Osa. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see another Monty ban. Maybe even a Ram or a Buck, or one of those, thinking about the verticality that you can bring on the attack. On the defensive side, though, a Warden, Wamai, Mirror Ban, all of those can have a massive impact so far.
Warden and Wamai?
Ban taken off the board. Yeah, I think about the utility that you can bring through. When you go towards an execute over towards Archive side, or over towards that main armory side, utility is key. Flashbang, smoke grenades. Pushing forward is so important, so one of those operators might have a massive ban. Brava taken off the board. We saw her once in the last game, but we didn't see much impact because she got shot in the head straight away. We're definitely not going to see anything coming out in this game so far. B, you've asked me, I'm asking you. What are you expecting?
I'm going to think Zokabi, and then I'm going to think Azami Blitz. Okay, Blitz. I think for defense, well... Okay, I got that wrong, but I think Azami and perhaps a Kaid. I think Azami and Kaid will be banned on defense. I'm not gonna lie, my Warden ban is low-key crazy. I don't think I ever heard of that ever. Fenrir. Wow, I'm 0 for 3 right now.
We're gonna see Fenrir at the moment. And again, we didn't really see much of it in the last game, but it can really shut down. In that Archive side, those Fenrir gadgets are so empowering. They fill up most of Archive, they fill up most of that armory, even CCTV over towards the bottom floor as well, like Vents. He's a really strong operator. And again, we are going to see Azami getting banned out as well. Blitz taken off the board. I feel like it's something that Cable, they might be expecting a much more aggressive game from Kunai than they're really comfortable playing. And I feel like that's where we're seeing this Blitz ban come through. The Fenrir as well takes a little bit of sting out of that defensive setup when you take that out, especially if the defenders are feeling aggressive, are trying to swing out gunfights. A Fenrir is something that really supports that gameplay. It has been nerfed recently, but it really hasn't impacted its ban statistics at the moment in this league. Because let me just take a quick look here, but I've actually noticed that they are still one of the top banned operators alongside Azami.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they
36% of
can.
the times they will get banned out. That's 29 times in however many games we played so far out of the entire season. And that's still a lot of games. You've got to think, we got 4 teams a group. We have 32 teams playing. 26 times, 32%. Fenrir has been taken off the board. Now, what we will do is we'll take a look at the actual round. Now, what my setting up is kind of why I was expecting to, I wouldn't be surprised to see my ban. So Castle Barricades can support that player over towards Armory,
10 seconds
but it's
left.
really those head holes that are going to have that massive impact. Any utility trying to
5
clear them
seconds
out,
to
any
insertion.
utility trying to get the attackers to push close, because that wall is a very aggressive wall,
Attackers
and the
must
attackers
locate
know
and
somebody
defuse
could
a
be right
bomb.
behind. Any utility usage to try and force a player out, that Warden's able to counter. They can get aggressive, they can swing, they can pick those players. So that makes life a little bit more difficult for them, especially then when the Warden can do over the Warden's archive. But what you are seeing, and what I am not ignoring or trying to avoid at any point, is the aggressiveness of this attacking lineup from Cable. The Monty, the Ying, the Gridlock, and the Dokumi to round things out. And then you look at the Amaru being brought as well with the shotgun. He's just like an icing on the cake. They're gonna go for this archive setup, put the pressure on the defenders, make them look towards them, and that's when Amaru's gonna push in. That's when Amaru's gonna get the kill. When everything's going off, and it's gonna be a distraction. Now the question is, how are they gonna deal with it, B?
Yeah, this operating lineup for the attackers looks like they're absolutely going to terrorize the boys on Kunai. I'm not surprised that I see a Dokkaebi and a Monty. I see Monty so often now. If it's not banned, then what are you doing? With that, though, Dexy's going to take down Snake Kino, bringing it to a 5v4 already. Not too shabby. Just about a minute that has gone in the round. And already somebody will be taken off the board. Not only that, but it is going to be the Dokkaebi, which is going to be huge. Them Dokkaebi calls are absolutely the most annoying thing on planet, especially when you don't have a mute to help out with that. But anyways, regardless, he's off the board. No more Dokkaebi. Nobody's going to be calling that phone. Ying's, however, going to be starting to come through. Dexy with a 2-piece going to take it down. Caleb! And oh my god, Amara she came through the hatch. Goes to take down one. It's going to be a 3v2. Retro to take him down for the refrag. That was almost absolutely perfect the way he just came in there like somewhere. Unfortunately, it won't be enough. Wizard They still will have the advantage. Mr. Retro Demented and Mr. Overweight Menace, aka Genki, will be alive up against Mr. Slut Me Out and Bales. Oh my god, which name is funnier? Overweight Menace or Slut? And funny enough, Overweight Menace kills Slut Me Out. So it's a 1v3.
Yeah, that Ying taken off the board, now left to the Gridlock. Now, what we saw was that very aggressive playstyle that we expect to see from Cable. Utility went through, yeah, Candela's, smoke grenades, everything was putting pressure, and that Warden was taken off the board. It was such a really good round starting things out for Cable. But then when that Emery got that pick, it was refragged immediately. Kunai have played very, very well with their refrags. They played very well together, and most importantly, they were able to just win out 1 or 2 key gunfights, which really tipped the tide of that battle. I mean, that round was executed really well from Cable. I can't fault them. They played very, very well on that site, and it just wasn't there for them when it came to the end of it. It was close enough, but it wasn't where it needed to be. Kunai, a good enough team. Like I said, both these teams running the groups at the moment in their division. So they are at that kind of top 4 teams
Attackers
at the
need to
moment. They're
locate
just
and
vying for
defuse
that top
bombs.
1 spot. Which is where Kunai is able to pick apart and just take control. It
Attackers
was
have
all
located
down to
the
that
bomb.
player in Beacons for me. The swing was able to come out and they cut off that ammo. Suddenly the other players now in sight was just gone. Now though, we are going to be heading to what a lot of teams consider that tertiary site. They're going to head to that bathroom tellers, but it can also be that secondary site for a lot of teams. It really depends on the play style. On a map like this, on this site, you expect to see a couple of roamers above, a couple of players out towards workshop, and maybe one in passport. You don't
10
expect to see
seconds left.
much in the way of anchoring, purely because that bathroom's position,
seconds remaining.
especially with an open hatch, can be really, really difficult to hold, and then still contest.
Attackers
and
are moving
take it.
to
So
defuse
what
the
we
bomb.
see is Kunai setting up for this top floor defense, but they need to make sure they don't overextend. If they do overextend, then they just give Cable an opportunity on the site. We saw it too many times on Shalabi. And right now, Caleb, with that Monty, really moving forward. This team really enjoying their shields at the moment. And you gotta understand why, especially when you realise that some of these players are playing upstairs. It might just be one of V2s. And having that Monty being able to give that free information, it's invaluable.
I'm wondering where they put. Oh god, near Flake nearly comes out. Seems like we're gonna have a Buck versus Elysian, but little does he know that Dexy's there from the back. Dexy got them 2 picks last round. Will get another one. It is gonna be the. Oh my god, no way. We're going for a fast minus. C4's gonna go out. A bunch of Yings as well. Somebody take a down. A fails. Monty still sticking it and triggering it. A 5v3. Oh my god, this round is going a lot faster than I anticipated. I was not
Defenders have located
not
the
waiting.
diffuser.
I was not expecting this. A 5v3 turns to a 4v3, and it seems like we were trying over a ghost of people that will not have a retro. Actually, I can't even say it. Everything is coming so fast. It seems like the Monty is still going to be waiting in this corner. There's about 20 seconds left. A 2v2 now. As a TK comes out, that's going to be unfortunate. They're going to have to start getting this defusal down to 2v1. Hold it on that window. You got to get this kill now or never. Snake, though, will finish that up, and that was a beautiful execute done. The boys on Cable, fast and efficient. It came down to the wire, but in the end, they ended up winning, and that is that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit every point that I wanted to make on the head, really. You look towards the aggression. They were in there fast. They were taking control. They were in that site. And they noticed very quickly that was all clear. They realized they could get in the site and go for the plant while those rumors were there. And this is what I said, Cable. They clocked on very quickly that site was available. They were able to get a plant down. They got the Monty in there. They were applying so much pressure with the Monty because these players didn't want to just swing into a lockup. They were even able to get the TK. But even while this is all happening, the plant is going down. And you can see 2 or 3 players focused on that CCTV side because Flex is over towards there, is trying to put the pressure on. During this whole time, we're seeing Kunai having their heads turned in about a million different directions, and Cable, they're just pulling them apart like putty in their hands. They know exactly where they want it to be looking, exactly what time, so that then you're seeing Snake, getting a plant down, playing for that window, able to get a really good post-plant situation and time ticking down. They knock a good couple of rounds off, couple of minutes off the board by putting that diffuser down. Now, Kunai are going to try this again, but they're going to need to have a bit more focus on what happens if the attackers decide to get aggressive. They have got the mirror windows again, they have got the players nearby, but nobody actually on the site at the moment. Something if Cable read into can come in massive. The Ashley is going to be able to find that opening kill onto Dexy, who is taken off the board. That Valkyrie camera, though, still going to be able to be used. Legion will drop down off those east stairs. And again, Monty B. How do you feel about that? Again, coming out, it's been used quite well, hasn't it?
I'm telling you, Monty is not banned. It's going to be used nearly every single round. I've literally seen a Monty ban come out from the last, 6 games that I've casted. It is absolutely hell to deal with, especially because of the rework for the shields. It's going to be a lot. And I mean, considering the type of push that they did last round, I'm probably going to assume they're going to go for the exact same thing, minus the Ying, which I'm actually surprised that there isn't going to be a Ying. Top East, though, is going to get absolutely fried. And with that, wait, again, overweight man is taking down as me out, and oh my god, I was gonna say nearly evades death, but never mind, he doesn't evade death. A Snakeo to take down Mr. Overweight Menace Gek. That's gonna be a 2v3, but a 2v3 is still a minute 40 remaining in the round. There is a lot of time, and like you said, it seems like the operator's on top, the defensive lineup is going to be, you know, defending up top and leaving inside a little bit open out. The boys on attack are going to have to figure out what they want to do. And as I'm saying that, though, Warden will actually drop down side to defend it out as best as he possibly can.
Yeah, now these attackers do have that one player advantage, but that is a Monty, which means there's only 2 guns on the board on the attacking side. Time is ticking down. And again, we've seen really good cutoffs, really good isolation of these roamers, shutting down the freedom of movement that they have and they've been enjoying. But now at 1 minute left, this is where Kunai really have the opportunity to win. This is where things start to slip back into their favor. So, as they position over towards that metal stairs, they'll drop down, realizing a minute left on the clock, the attackers have to push for this attack. So, we'll keep the Warden on the board, we'll keep Mirror as well, playing Workshop. They got really good cross together. The question is, are they feeling patient? If they are patient enough, they can look to get a kill here. They will be able to find Snake and Ho, and now just 2 players on the attack. 2 versus 2. That Monty is going to be unable to fight back. They do go for the plant now. 30 seconds ticking down. Time on the side of the defense here. The information comes through from the bulletproof cam, which means Caleb wants to push through, but they have to turn around, go for the plant. Suddenly the cover has to come through. The drop on square goes through. Soapy's able to find one. Looks for the second. Looks for the Monty. Can't land the damage onto the foot, but it's going to be the C4 that does it. The kill comes through, and Caleb is taken down by Demented, but not after it's all too close B.
W hold from the boys on Kunai. Like you said, that got too close, but I think the best part about that was the fact that they knew that that was low-key going to be a little bit of kind of like a bait. They try to get that plant down, and with that, obviously, you're going to try and swing out. Of course, they knew that he was going to be there by the bottom square. That kill was absolutely needed. Otherwise, they would have left themselves in a 1v2, and not only that, a 1v2 against a Monty, which, and with the diffuser down, would have been absolute hell. Congratulations to the boys on Kunai. They played that round amazing, and they will be going back upstairs.
I can't believe what I just saw with that one, but like you say, yeah, it was just a bit too close to the attackers. So Kunai will go in favor into this round, going back to the top floor cable. They did really well. They came really close on this one. They were only a couple of kills off, but it just came down to the crunch time when Kunai were able to just edge it out of them, and were able to just...
What? What out of them? Pause. What did you just say, bro?
We're moving past that. And we're going to focus on over towards this east side. I mean, again, I'm looking towards this roaming, and this is where we really... I look to see slowing down the side of cable. I mean, they don't have that armor on the board, which means they are going to be focusing maybe a little bit more down below. And that's what we're going to see Soapy try and deal with. Flicks going to have to go down below, get the util off the wall, open things up for the attacking side. If that's shut down very quickly, that's it. That can be the round over. Now, SD out is going to head over towards Passport. Isn't going to be able to find that opening bit.
4v4 already. Not even 30 seconds into the round, and already shots are fired. Gonna be coming out. That is gonna be the Warden down along with Ash. I feel like they're probably the least important operators on the team, considering there's also not gonna be a mirror. I feel like the Ash is kind of just, you know, got that Ash and Dash. You got the R4C on it, but other than that, I feel like both those operators aren't that pivotal to the team. However, oh my gosh, Grim left at about a hair's worth of health, left 2 HP and a dream. I'm not even sure what happened, but whatever happened, he's definitely going to be on the defensive for probably a bit of this round. I mean, this game is, you know, if you get a headshot, it is going to be a kill. Doesn't matter if you got 1 HP or 100. If you get the headshot, you get the headshot, you get the kill. But regardless, that is definitely a little bit uneasy. I would definitely feel a little bit uneasy and a little bit nervous traveling around, especially with that low of HP. You can just get sneezed on, and you will end up dying. The drones are going to be starting to come in, and maybe the boys on cable are going to try and go in a little bit slower. I mean, already 2 picks have come out, 1 on either side. Let's see if they want to take it a little bit slower, or if they decided they want to be aggressive. As of right now, it seems like Kunai, everybody's going to be just in and around sight.
Yeah, so like you say now, they're really going to slow things down because those players are off the board. Right now, Flicks can go down below and can get utility off, but they're aware that if they do put that player down below with the Onyx still in play, that is risking a player. That is risking another operator to come out in that final fight. Now, Soapy will be taken down with a bit of an overpeak to Caleb, who is able to find that pick. Will open up that 90 camera wall even more importantly. Will allow the attackers somewhere out of sight, but still they have to tread carefully, because if they aren't 100% precise, 100% focused on what they're doing, they could lose it out. Now a 3 versus 3 on the push towards the site. When you look at Bales' HP as well, it might as well be a 2 versus 3. Retro is able to find Caleb, puts us down to the 3 versus 3. Aware of the player down below of that buck, and will be forced out of position because of it. It's going to be Snake and O finds Overweight Menace. An answer from the Alder.
The Grim is still 2 HP. This bug is going to be trying to come up the metal stairs as slowly but surely, trying to be as quiet as possible. That Maestro being alive is going to be huge. There's going to be a cast alongside with him. The bug, oh my god, coming in. It's going to be a 1v1, and it's the Grim at 2 HP. He's going to start planting the bomb. There's going to be 5 seconds left. The Maestro's going to be coming in hot.
Operators, you have run out of time.
Grim got off that plant. I mean, damn, he actually nearly took out that Maestro. I feel like if he had just perfected an aim just a little bit, that Maestro would have definitely been caught off guard and absolutely headshot. Unfortunately, the boys on Cable will lose that round out, but they played that quite well. Kunai, though, congratulations, winning the 4th round.
Yeah, very well played, Kunai, able to get things out just at the end, like you say, though. The time, he just had to be the Grim as well. The one that had taken so much damage early into that round. It had to be them who was in that last second scenario. They didn't have the time to just stick out the plan and take the damage. They just had to take a gunfight. They didn't have the time to do it. Very, very well played. I mean, the defenders, they picked apart the attackers so beautifully that I really can't see it going any other way. It was just well played. I can't really say much more than that. They realized the buck was an issue. They realized that with that buck being trying to push the player out over towards Armory, that's when that push would come towards that window, or towards that Armory wall, and that's when they got the pick. They were able to get that and just rotate off around and look towards the next target.
10 seconds
The
left.
time to get down with that buck being down below, that buck had to rush up the site. That's where they got picked
5
off.
seconds left
And then
before
in that one, like you say, it's the Aldo, it's the time. It just wasn't going the attacker's
Attackers are
way.
heading out to defuse the
Cable,
bomb.
they are starting to slip away by the wayside. They are now 2 rounds down from Q9's 3, and if they are to lose this one, then they're pushing a 4-2 split at best. If they win this, they can try and bring things back, and it might go in their favor. There's a lot of damage is done to Overweight Menace already. That mute taken out to just 20 HP. As we go to the Events Workshop site, the rotate on Farley made will be done very last second, as the rest of the attackers start to make their way and make their approach. Passport immediately, very aggressive control, but it is going to be the player of Demented taken down by the very fast push into bathroom. Now this is where you see Flix and the Ying really start to work together. Look, it's a top floor hold, and they have control of Site B.
Oh my gosh. I'm thinking to myself, there is absolutely no way. Get you! Tucked in the corner, can he do it? A C4 to get tossed will not hit. A 2v4, the turns to a 2v3, and never mind. I spoke to Zuna, 1v3, and was that the fastest round we just saw? The boys on Cable taking absolute advantage of side. I guess they realized that a lot of the control was going to be happening on the top floor. Gekyu seemed like he was the only one around site. The boys on Cable just walked right in and took site for themselves. Best case scenario for Cable, they win this next round out. Worst case scenario goes 4-2, but regardless, that's not too bad. And that round, they just absolutely showed how passionate and how confident they were walking in there.
Yeah, very strong attacking round. It's just the speed, the pace. Like you said, it was such a fast round. They took control of bathroom, they got an opening pick, and immediately they had control of workshop. The only reason that we saw Q9 able to pick up frags was that retake. They dropped players immediately down from that room to try and counteract this, but in doing so, they played right into the arms of Cable. They knew these players would look at dropping, they were holding these angles, they were watching for them to push, and like you say, it went in the space of a blink of an eye, went from a 3v3 to a 3v1 to a round over. I mean, very well played, a very good calculated rush. I mean, that's what I want to see, is rushes and aggressive plays that are thought out, that are just, they're brainstormed. You realize, okay, well, they're going to be playing here. They've got so many roamers. How do
5
we
seconds
focus?
to
This is
go.
the second time we've seen them get a really, really strong foothold into the round
Attackers
so
are heading
quickly.
out to defuse a
We
bomb.
saw it on that bathroom teller's first round where that plant was there, and Caleb was able to just sit behind, or Snake and also was able to just sit outside that window and just pick these players off. Now they'll have to do it again. Again, like you say, on the last round of their attacking side, a 3-3 split is possible. But they didn't win this site last time. They came very, very close. But it all came down to the last couple of seconds. Now again, we're going to see very early droning coming through. Something that Cable have been really good at. They're putting pressure upon the important areas that Kunai the roamers are going to be playing. So these roamers aren't able to move away. Now the Duckby scan comes out. All the information is put on lock for a moment. While they can step over and mute Gemma and shut down that ring, the cameras are still deactivated for the full duration of the Duckby scan. This means attackers have a really good opportunity to push through and look at getting some kills. They might be able to get just one. Yep, that's Dexy taken down by Esme Out, who will start looking towards Workshop to flush out any more roamers.
Oh my god, it is literally just dominoes. It's one after another, after another, after another. Retro gets one, but will get extremely unlucky right after as he gets instantly refragged, not even a second. Oh my god, Slummy, or SB out, sorry, speaking what's on everybody's mind. Can you believe this? A plan is going to be going on right now, but a C4 is gone. Mira is going to have to win this out all by herself. There is going to be somebody that top square Bales will be the one to finish off Demented, and damn, oh man. Another amazing round played by the boys on Cable. Wow. 3-3 on split, that is not too bad, and the way that Cable played that was just absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, very, very well done. Again, reading so well the usage of utility, when they wanted to use it, how they wanted to kind of execute, what they wanted to do to the defense. It was all tied in beautifully. They knew what they were doing. They knew as soon as the Dockerby scan comes out, that player pushes towards Workshop, another player pushes in that passport area towards that main in that main lobby. They cut off that Valkyrie. The player in passport over towards that side just opens up the wall. Scan comes out, they have to push out one way or another. Either way, they end up in a attacker's line of sight. That was how I wanted to see a take come through, because it felt like Kunai didn't really have any opportunity to answer for anything that was happening in that round. It was very well played from them. Cable now going on to the defense will have to make sure that they keep this run of good luck going. Kunai on the attack have definitely got a much, much bigger task ahead of them. Now, Border, it is a map that does favour that defense, but it is one that attackers can succeed on. They are able to win it out, and I mean, if I take a look at this one, it's only been picked 4 times so far, but it is still defender sided. It's been 46 rounds and 52% have gone in favour of the defense, which means the attackers have a good opportunity, but this is still a very defender. This still is overall a defender sided map. Defenders have a lot of freedom of movement. They have a lot of verticality to use from. And right now, it is, however, going to be Soapy who is finding the first kill. The defenders, with that freedom of movement, will be no longer using it on Esme Out, as Snakeno gets taken down as well. A very strong entrance to the round.
Beautifully done with the boys on Kunai. They will have a 2-man advantage. That's going to be great. Can they hold it down for the remaining of the round? All right, Gekyu, didn't know you was cut like that. Take it down, Caleb. And is this going to be a flawless round for the first round of us after split? It's going to be Mr. Bales all left alone. Mr. Ace is going to start planting the bomb. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Warden. I mean, it's already a little bit hard enough that you're going to have to ace this, but regardless, Sophie will finish it off before it even begins. A flawless round. The boys on Kunai win that out the first round after split. Well done, and a great response back to Cable after their absolutely fiery and feisty previous rounds.
Yeah, very, very well played. A very good answer, like we said. This is a defender-sided map on the statistics, but the statistics aren't always what happens. Very, very good opening. They were able to find that first player, and they were able to get the defenders one to refrag, one to peek these angles. That really did benefit them. And that's what we saw Snakeno taken out as well. Honestly, that first kill might have been down to luck it over in CCTV, but the second one wasn't. It was down to knowing that there was probably going to be a refrag attempt and holding that angle and being ready for the attacking side, the defending side, to make that angle. Aside from that, it was really, like you say, just a case of Q9 playing it tight, playing it together. They were able to just open things up, take lines aside. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It was just a really well played round, and they they shut down Cable. The aggression that was on the attack wasn't there in that round due to a number
10
of
seconds to
factors.
insertion.
Now though, Cable, realizing that the aggression might not
5
be
seconds
the
to
best thing
insertion.
for them, it might actually be something Q9 will try and use out. We'll be bringing out this cap cam. We'll be
Attackers are
trying to do
moving
the
out to
passive
locate a bomb
damage
and
to
defuse
the
it.
attackers, and in doing so with that, we'll make those gunfights better for them in the long haul. They're not going to the same site, they're heading down below. That CCTV area, especially with Flicks playing inside it, is going to be a must-clear position for the attackers
Bomb
if they
located
want
by
to start to
attackers.
revert over towards that office area, because it can control that empty area and that master valve as well. So when it does come to the execute, that's why it's so important. Looking at this though, and this is where these Captain traps are going to have that impact. Right now though, they're not going to head over there, they're going to head over towards that armory side, and the defenders are going to have to look at answering Bales, heading over towards the bottom stairs. Might be the first one to take the contact here, as Snake and Hell is far from it.
I also noticed that the hat is going to be kited. Although the Twitch can get rid of it, I'm a little bit curious as to if, you know, the Ace is going to be able to use his Selma charges. He does have 2 left. I wonder if he's going to use it to open the hatch. But regardless, Kunai will be in the back for a little bit. They are going to be down a player, and it is going to be the IQ. That's going to be quite huge for figuring out any sort of electronic device that the boys on Cable will be using on a defensive side. Regardless, Retro taking down Bales, equalizing out the score quite fast, making it a 4v4. It seems like Capcan, Mr. Snake, might be in for a little bit of trouble, but nothing too crazy just yet. It seems like, though, however, Kunai is going to make their way upstairs, and it seems like they will be using those final 2 Selma charges. Wow, that's their last EMP. Oh my god, you have got to be joking me. That is
And
what
it's a
happens
solid
when there
floor.
is no IQ. Yikes.
And it's a solid floor as well, because those EMPs taken down. But they can't use the trick where you put it around to the side of the hatch, because that won't work on a solid floor. Retro is able to find Flicks, so they are going to have to brute force this. And while they have a little bit of verticality to work with over towards the workshop, which Demented is desperately trying to make, as time ticks down, it's just going to slip away from them time and time. Snake finding one. Nexi finding a refrag as well, but the plane goes down. The players are there. The Grim Beasts come down to stop the rotations back to sight.
Attackers
And
are
the crossfire
activating the
is
diffuser.
there. Time ticks down. The attackers in a good stead. As Snake looks at this first gunfight over towards square. Doesn't know the player's there. Doesn't need to. Able to find a kill. Will be refragged. That's all down to S Me Out.
I gotta say, Snakey is playing amazing, but like you said, Esme Out is gonna be last on the defensive lineup. He's gonna have to get 2 kills and 7 seconds to defuse. Regardless, Kunai taking down not 1 but 2. And with that, the boys on Kunai yet again, and with an amazing round played out by them, they will win second round after split and making the score 5-3. Not too shabby.
Yeah, not too shabby at all. Getting that 1 round kind of difference, that 3-3 split, like you say, definitely start to tear ahead on this. On the attack, 2 rounds in board, and comfortable rounds at that. That last one was a bit closer, don't get me wrong. It did come down to a little bit more to a couple of key gunfights at the end of the round. But again, it's aggression from Kunai. They know what they're doing. They know what they need to do. They had a flawless round first
Defenders,
round.
protect
They
your
had a
bombs
really
from being
good
used
second
by
round.
attackers.
And now, going back to this main site, the question is, can they do it again? Are they going to go over towards this CCTV signing over this push? It looks like with the operator lineup, they are. It worked out before. They can probably do it again. Take control of CC, get control of those east stairs to stop any rotation or any trying support coming out from the
Bomb
rest of the
located by
defenders.
attackers.
And then start pushing forward. I mean, they could get the breach open once they have those 2 key positions. And then they can start going for the planet on armor. Then they can start putting the pressure on. That's if they don't win the gunfights
10
first.
seconds
Because
to
you've got to
insertion.
remember, Cable, they were losing their players left, right, and
5
centre the
seconds
first
left.
time we were here. They need to be a little bit more passive, a little bit more comfortable in here. And that's what something I thought the Catagon was a good change to make. It just didn't have the massive impact on that one. And the Legion is one that can really bring that back to it as well. Maybe not on the same route, but it does slow things down and give a bit of information. And now the droning will come through as the good minds go out, and Caleb might be picked off early here.
Hopefully not. I mean, he's 3-7. I would hate to see him go with 3-8. Got to bring a little bit more to the table before you can go out with a big bang. With that, though, of course, Wamai is going to be playing in CC. I think you mentioned this before that you wouldn't have been surprised if the Wamai got taken off the board only because his impact when it comes to defending CC is, you know, quite pivotal and quite prevalent. But anyways, I digress. Zofia making her way through top east. Does she know that somebody is going to be on that catwalk? I don't think so, but Gekyu might come in. Oh my god! Snaky! Oh my, I'm not gonna lie to you, Snaky is absolutely impressing me. This is the first time I've ever seen him play ever, but holy crap, that little 180 flick, god damn. That was nasty, that was dirty. Flicked onto Gekyu, absolutely no mercy with that. The boys and Kunai will have a man disadvantage. Let's see if it lasts for long. If boys and Cable are able to hold this out, then they should win this round. Hasn't been too bad. The Dokkaebi, however, will give away a couple of positions depending on where these operators are at. Not only that, but the boys on attack will have access to the defender cameras. That might be going to the side of the boys on Cable. With that, it seems like maybe a little bit of office might start to get pushed.
Right now, though, they do have a player advantage, but with Caleb taking the damage from Demented, that is set to change. Retro will find that frag, and as the defenders look for a new frag, looks like they're going to be able to find it. Bales finds Retro on the ground. But as the green comes through, the information's given, the position's there, and the damage gets done from Demented. Nothing really at the moment with a minute left on clock. No real push on there, but the frag does come through from that Dokkaebi in a 2 versus 2 time to get down. Archive control firmly in the hands of Kunai, but as they look over towards that balcony, they are able to down SME out. It's all down to Flex. They can go over and push in this Archive side, but they don't know where this player is playing. As a result, they have to rotate and play for reflex. They don't want to go for this execute because they don't know somebody's watching. They have a rough idea now, though. They think they spot the player just about, and as the pick comes through, they're not able to land a shot. It's gonna be Kunai picking up another round on the board, and a flawless attacking side so far as they put themselves onto match point B. Match point.
Kunai's map
and it
is
feels
border,
like,
bro.
It feels like this
I
attacking
swear.
round just hasn't been anything other than a breeze for them.
No, literally. This is beautiful. I mean, the defensive was 3-3, right? But Kunai literally
Yeah.
shows that their secret weapon is most definitely attacking on border. These rounds have been absolutely beautiful. Not only that, but they were off to a bit of a disadvantage. Snaky took down 2. He got taken down immediately after getting those 2 picks, but still, he got rid of 2 players, and yet again, though, Kunai ended up in a 2v1 in their advantage, in their favor. So it definitely seems like, hey, look, if anybody's gonna play Kunai, y'all better not bring a border because these guys absolutely will wipe you clean.
Yeah, if you're watching this at the moment, you really need to be taking notes if you ever expect to play Kunai and leave border on the board. I mean, this might be a map that you don't really want to take him to, but the question is, if they play this well on border,
10 seconds to
how
insertion.
well are they going to play on other maps? Because, like, if they could play
5
this well,
seconds to go.
I'll be really impressed. Because you've got to remember, this is
Attackers are
Cable's
heading
map
out to
pick.
defuse a bomb.
And Kunai have been able to be
No
this
way.
dominant on the attack, which is the hardest part of it. This is Cable's map pick. Kunai have been so strong at the moment. Now, they had that defensive side, let's say 3-3 split. Cable really good on the attack. You can tell that they wanted to go there for a reason, and that was it. Kunai have just had the answer, though. They have been exactly what Cable needed to be in a couple of extra rounds in that first half. Question is, can they lock this down? Because now that there are 2.5 rounds left in this round, and 2.5 minutes left in this round, or potentially this game, Retro's going to be TKing Overweight Menace. Not the way you want things to start, but over towards that Archive side, you can understand what would have happened. Demented will be taken down, and it looks like Cable might be getting a free round out of this.
Uh-oh, a 2v4 already. Ying is going to try to get in, but that is not going to matter. On the main breach, she does get taken down. Soapy, though, is going to be all alone. A 1v4 turns to a 1v3. Stakey, who has the entire world on his back right now, is going to be down. That's going to be a big player for the boys on Cable. Just about 2 minutes remaining in the round, and we're going to see what this Dokkaebi is all about. It's going to be pushing, but I'm not sure how well she can do that. It's going to be a 3-piece, though, and that's going to be a 1v2. I was just saying I'm not sure how else it's going to do, but never mind, Sophie. I am so sorry for doubting you. If they win this out, this might just be one of the best rounds I've ever had to see get clutched up. DMR is going to do all that talking, and she's hearing them phones ringing. She knows it's going to be close right. Regardless, though, Bales will take her out despite his phone ringing extra loud. That's going to give the boys on cable still another opportunity to bring this back.
Yeah, the SMG there really running things out against the DMR. Very well played from Cable. I mean, they were gifted, really, that TK at the very start, but they were able to really just bring it back. I mean, they just said, okay, well, you've just given us a free kill. We're just going to take it from there. You know, we'll do the rest. Rest up, Retro. You've worked hard. So they find that kill. They find a couple kills down below. It really... We've been bigging up Kunai to the point where that was bound to happen, where they just kind of had a round that felt like it fell flat on their face. And if anything, it was going to be that side at least. So, you know, going out, it's not the end of the world. They still have 2 rounds to play with. 2 rounds that they can still win this out. And these are 2 shots that they really can afford. Because you look at this, Bathroom tell us, if we do see Cable win this round out, then they're going to Vent Workshop or Passport Detention, which isn't going to happen, let's be honest. Kunai don't need to win one of these 2 rounds. Cable need to win both. Which means they need to play a perfect game of Rainbow Six Siege. They've got 1 round on the board, they need a perfect rotation as well. Now on this one with Cable, I do expect to see a bit more roaming on this one like we saw last time. But one key change to the round is that pulse. I know that this is an upgrade that you find really exciting, B.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And it seems like, I'm not gonna lie, I think Kunai might be going in for something fast and strong. Hopefully they can close this out. I mean, like I said, I like the boys on Kunai. I've had the pleasure of casting them before. They do amazing every single time I watch them play. And damn, fuck! Whoa, all right, holy crap, Gekyu runs past, spins the block, and says, that's gonna be the soulless down, and holy, Mozzie left at 30 HP. This is not looking too good. I was thinking about how the boys on Kunai seem to be going in for a fast break, and it seems like that is going to be the case. Already made their way into sight. They're going to be hunting down anybody and everybody they can find. 1 camera shot down, and it seems like they're going to be pushing in through... I believe this is called custom. No, this is construction, something like that. Regardless, a 4v3. Forget about the callouts. It's going to be a 4v2. Never mind that. 2 minutes remaining on the board. It seems like the boys on Kunai might just close this out. It's going to be up to Mr. Caleb, who's doing decently, not too horrible. Maybe the Vector will speak for itself. The aim, all aim, no brain, and maybe that's the wave. Unfortunately, Mira might just get picked up from above. They know exactly where she is. They are going to be top east stairs. It seems like the plant is going to start to go down. She probably knows it. Nearly getting wall banged, and time begins to tick. As that bomb gets planted, she's going to be left in a bad situation. She's going to have to get 3 kills and still have 7 seconds to spare to defuse that bomb. She drops the hatch, or at least tries to, but is unsuccessful. And with that, the boys on Kunai will close out Border. Beautifully done. Amazing victory, 7.
Yeah, very, very well played from them. They will close it down, and they will be the victors of our second game of Playday 7. And very, very well played for them. I mean, like you said, their defense, it was 50-50 on where they went, but like I said, they beat the odds. They went on, and they were able to win those 3 rounds on the attack as well, as giving us a really good game for it. I mean, Caleb, I think this is definitely where they need to take a look over towards that defensive side and say, well, what went wrong? How were Kunai able to deal with this? I feel like it's the aggression. Caleb maybe weren't aggressive or weren't passive enough, really, to let Kunai get some of these key positions. They were trying to take gunfights very early on, and it comes down to just little decision-making like that, where that's where you're kind of getting beaten out by the side of Kunai. On the side of the end round, I want to talk about that a little bit. I mean, it was beautiful to see from Kunai. They had that player above. They realized that they knew the rough area of that player. So the job of that buck is to just stay there. They don't have to take a gunfight. They don't have to get the kill. They just have to apply the pressure. That bought enough time for the attackers to get the plant down. And in doing so, then that wastes all that time. But then, as soon as that's done, they could go to the post plant, they could watch the hatch and win the round, like you saw. Very, very well played from them, Kunai. I can only credit them. That was a beautiful game, a beautiful attacking side, and I'm really excited to see what they do in the future. You were right to be excited to cast them because, boy, did they deliver. So did Caleb, just not enough, unfortunately, and that just isn't going to cut it this time. Right now, though, I believe we are going to be taking a look at some of the stats that we've got on the board if they are ready. We'll just see kind of if we could break down everything at the moment. But I think on that round, on that game, what were some of the key points for yourself while we still get those ready?
Oh my gosh, McCready, you come in at such a crazy time. I was literally dozing off. Let's be real. Some of the best rounds came from that bathroom and tellers when they had the Monty. And it was like the last final seconds. They got the plant off, and they ended up, I guess, trying to bait that plant. Like I said before, they ended up baiting that plant a little bit and just swinging that guy on the bottom square and killing that Monty to get his defusal off. Also, not only that, it was a round. The boys on cable absolutely rushed in there. Like they got in, absolutely. They just absolutely terrorized the entirety of Kunai. I can't remember where it was, but I remember just thinking, oh my god. Dude, what just happened? Everybody just kind of flooded in, and that was just it. That was the round. I like the fast ones. I'm not going to lie. I like when the rounds kind of get either really stretched out or they like happen within like 45 seconds. It's like, oh my god, it's a 1v4, and it's only 30 seconds in the round. Everybody just absolutely walked in there. Those are the best. You could tell I like the high impact. I like the high impact rounds.
Yeah, I mean, well, why don't we all? Because they're so exciting to watch, especially when it does come. Like you say, it just comes so fast because you see those rounds in the first couple of 30 seconds, everything kind of explodes at once, and it's exciting to watch. But then you watch really drawn out, like we say, the last 30 seconds, 10 people alive. You know it's really going to kick off when you get to the end. But for me, I think just on the side of Cable Gaming, sorry, what I like to see from them is just a little bit more awareness on the defense of how they're positioning and how an aggressive team might counter them. Because if they take a look at that in a VOD review and they say, well, we lost a couple of players over towards CCTV early on, let's pull them back. We felt pressure over towards East Side. We weren't able to win the gunfights. Let's pull it back a little bit. Be a bit more, defensive in how that does come through. And I feel like that's where they really start to excel, because when Kunai got in, they really just started winning those gunfights. They started fragging, they started just taking control, and that's something Cable played into a little bit too much. They tried to match the energy, and it just wasn't there for them on this occasion. It might just be a case of being an off day, because like you say, these two teams, we haven't actually seen them before, so this might just be Kunai having a really good day, or Cable maybe not having the best day ever, but one thing's for certain, though, what we have seen has been such an exciting game. B, I know we are looking at getting these stats up still. We don't have any other games coming up today, but before we do go any further, I just want to remind yourself that if you do want to get involved with the AEL, then in any way, get in the Discord, get on the social medias, anything you can do to get involved, because anything like that will give you so much information on how to get in, how to maybe even play in the league, cast it, produce it, do anything involved with it. It is an experience you do not want to miss out. I'm sure you can vouch for that.
Yes, of course I can. Social media is everything when it comes to casting and leagues and whatnot. If you want to stay updated, then absolutely go follow AEL on Twitter. They have a YouTube channel as well. We were mentioning that they had Meet the Casters and Meet the Production Team side of AEL, which I believe is going to be posted on their YouTube channel. Kylo, what's the YouTube channel? AEL_network, question mark? Yes, he is. He just confirmed AEL_network. I believe that is also their Twitter handle as well. So if you want to stay up to date, find out about any type of games that go on or any other information, the Twitter, the Twitch, and the YouTube are all the same. AEL_network. Stay up to date and stay up to date with us, me, and Mr. McCready and the rest of the gang.
100% now. Coming up in the future, we do have a couple more games coming up this week, so I believe it's Thursday. We do want to apologise because we know this was meant to be yesterday, but due to technical issues and kind of the life events going on, we weren't able to do that. So we do appreciate both the teams, all four teams today, being able to reschedule for today and giving us a good game, regardless of it being a Tuesday, not a Monday. I know it's blasphemous. A huge shout out to yourselves for coming along as well, and we should have those stats ready around about now. We'll see if we just need a couple more minutes on it, because it's nice to kind of break it down. The stats don't always lie. The stats never lie, sorry. But they don't always tell the whole story. Let's take a look at this very quickly then, shall we? Let's bring those up. Looks like we're not getting them through at the moment. It's taking a little bit more time, but
10 seconds.
we tried. We tried, didn't we?
We literally tried to time that so perfectly too. It just still didn't work. But Greedy, we gotta work on our timing.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll have to talk a little bit, look at it a little bit later. But all importantly, really good games coming through so far. Is 7-5 in favor of, if I just double check that, that is
7-4.
It was a 7-5 in the first game, a 7-4 on this one. And we do actually have the stats ready, so if we take a look at that. Look at that. So one of the players has left a little bit too early.
Of course,
but look at the rating. The lowest rating so far on the side of Q9 is 1.02 that we know of. But when you look over towards the side of Cable, there's only one player that's snaking over that's able to get that 1.45 rating. And that's a player you really highlighted. I think the KD speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Absolutely. He was also making big plays. You know, sometimes it's a lot of empty frags, but I mean, Snake was definitely making some big type plays. I remember that one round he was like on that catwalk, and he literally 180 flicked on the IQ in the window. I believe it was Gekyu. Holy crap, that guy just absolutely took me by storm. So he's got the aim, he's got the brain. It's unfortunate his team just wasn't there to perform, but regardless, Kunai they're worthy opponents. They're worthy foes to go against. And on Border, nonetheless, definitely a map that, they excel in. They played the other day on this map as well, and they lost 7-8. But, regardless, they like their Border. So keep that in mind if anybody else is thinking, don't bring Kunai to Border.
Yeah, 100 cost coming up for Retro on that one as well, which is something I want to highlight, because cost kills, objectives, survivability, and trades, and it is something that kind of rates an overall performance, because KDs don't always tell the full story. Caleb was playing a lot of support roles for that game, and they've got a 5-9 KD, so that looks bad on paper, but because of the cost, they've actually done all right, because plants were going down, survivability, the trades, they were impacting them around that way. But for Retro to get 100% in all those rounds that we played, all 11 rounds, that's impressive as well. That's kind of the standout for me, and I want to see that continue. But that is going to be enough for this second game. The 7-4 scoreline, like you said, which is following the game of Army of 5 Storm going up against the other team on their side, which was Byakko, and that being a 7-5 victory. A very close game as well, but we are done for today. So by all means, check ourselves out on the Twitter. I know the handles are just below. A huge shout out to One Name Gamer for observing for us, and Carlo Renz for doing the production, and all the staff working behind the scenes tirelessly to bring you the amazing league that you're seeing today. I've been McCready. It's starting to get a little bit late in the UK for me, so I'm going to go get some sleep. So enjoy the rest of your nights, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Bye, guys. Love y'all.